Alright guys, we are now time for another car intro. We have pretty much got the two cars from the Roberts Derby put back together. They're getting ready to be loaded on the trailer here pretty soon and head out back to storage. Mine on the Lumina, we did find out as we were putting everything back together. You can see her right there. We got the new hub on it and she's pretty much good to go, but unfortunately there was some slop in that axle, and we learned with it being kinked as bad as it was, it didn't pull and it was still drivable, but all the hardware fell out onto the ground once we popped the boot off just to see what kind of shape it was in. So those are going to be leaving here today, and we're going to get started on the next project. And there she is. This is a 98, I believe it's a 98 Mercury Grand Marquis. Same as a Crown Vic, similar to the Lincoln. Lincolns, I believe, were still a little longer. I could be wrong on that. But basically all the same. We do have the front end for this car. Adam's been tinkering a little bit because this is going to have the 305 motor that you guys saw in the background behind us when we shot our intro video. That motor is going to be going into here. So he's been trimming up space, trying to get everything out of the way so that we can be working on that soon. This motor will probably be out, hell, it might be out today, and then we'll start working on getting the small block in there. We got sliders came in over the weekend. We just got to get some yokes for getting everything put together. We bought a couple trannies, so we'll go through that stuff here shortly as we're intro and getting all the stuff put into the car. As we build it, we'll make sure that all that stuff's put in there. So what is Adam working on now? It's our first experience, something that we've never had to deal with before. Fortunately, I've seen it at work a couple times. I'll show you what the problem is on this side. This car's got lock nuts on it, or safety nuts, or whatever you want to call them, anti-theft things. So I'm gonna pull this one off of here. We got this guy. You can't get anything on it. It's got a key that would go inside, specially designed, and then you'd have to screw it off from there. Of course, that key isn't in the car. So we found, fortunately, lug nut still fits right over the top of it. So what Adam's working on this other side is welding that lug nut onto the safety nut so that we can use the safety nut to pop that off of there. Welder's not cooperating.
The man ran out of wire.
Sounds like the right timing, but we're gonna get that on there quick so we can finish getting the tire on, because we want to be able to roll this a little bit easier because we're gonna have to drag it into the garage. So we're just working on trying to get two fresh tires on the front, because these ones are both blown out off the rim completely, just not going to be able to hold air. So I'm going to get that welded up quick as he's working on now, and then we'll get some update for you as soon as we get this thing in the garage. Alright guys, as you can see, we got her into the garage. Actually rolled off pretty easy. Just hooked the winch up to it, slowly pushed her off bit by bit. Bent the front of this guy out just a little bit, but that's alright, that isn't going to hurt anything. Got both the tires on the front changed out, got those lock or safety lug nuts or whatever the heck they're called, got those taken off so we could put something that would hold air. So now, next task, we're going to work on getting this motor out here soon. And then obviously the rest of the stripping is still going to need to happen. So we've kind of just been hacking at everything because none of this stuff in here is really important. None of it's going to stay. So once she gets a new heartbeat, we'll worry about it from there. But you can probably see a little closer now. Obviously she's got some scale to it, but really overall still some black on the frame, which for us here in Wisconsin is kind of a rarity. Maybe down there on the crush box right behind that, still looks to be in pretty good shape. We haven't been underneath this thing a ton. This was really as much as we saw, so we're going to try to get this thing up on jack stands so we can see a little more. When we picked it up, it had 4 flat tires, so for the price, we just decided to buy it. We bought this one for $400, Adam?
Yeah, somewhere between 3 and 4.
Yeah, 300, 400, something like that. But still got the cats on it. You know, the 4.6 has got 4 converters on it.
Supposedly it ran and drove, but
yeah, we couldn't get it to start, but we weren't really all that worried about it because we knew a different motor was going in it anyway. So, you know, 2 pre-cats and 2 regular cats will make some decent money back on that. So, for the price, even if it ended up being a pile, it wasn't really going to be that big of a concern. But I think we did actually get something that's looking pretty clean here. Just from looking at the front, I think it's going to be worth building. Side note, for toys that have been picked up, Adam made these pickups here shortly. So we got a 350 there, GM tranny, and another one there. They did not come looking like this, but Adam's a little OCD, so he spent a couple hours with a wire wheel and
20 minutes.
Cleaned them all up and got them looking good again. But yes, crackhead speed. But also, we just went on a little bit of a parts run and, well, accidentally came back with a parts car. This is a 1983 AMC Eagle SX4. So that makes her the little 2-door, 4-wheel drive, the hatchback. This is just a cool car. She's got some ugly to her. If you
a whole lot of pretty.
If you start right there and work this way around the back of the car all the way up the side, it would look beautiful. But if you go from there forward, it's pretty bad. Then we can kind of show you here. This is a car that will get built in the future because of the condition in here. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. That's the engine bay that you can see through there.
The belt's a lot.
She's pretty well rotted. I don't know if we're going to be able to see this part, but there's where the cross member ripped off. That stuff right there is carpet, and that used to be the frame rail. So this side is completely gone. It's in really rough shape, but I'm not all that worried about it. Why? Because it's a cool car, and that's really why I bought it. These are cars that we make a bunch of money in parts sales, and they're just cool to be able to work on, just to say you have it. So many guys in the derby world don't see it that way. They would say, oh, it's too far gone. Why would you consider building something like that?
Because it has white wall tires. That's why I consider building it.
Exactly. It's just cool. I mean, it's a rear wheel drive. It's something that you can drive backwards and be competitive with. Most mid-sized cars, you drive them backwards and they're plowing into the ground, or you make a couple good hits, they've packed in and there's nothing left of them. You know, this is a car that you can have some fun with, and it's cool to be able to have sitting here on my trailer. So we had to pick her up. As you guys, I think at this point will know by the time this video gets up, we have 2 AMC Eagle wagons that we built for a show that ended up not happening. And in one of those cars, we blew a tranny as we were trying to take it off the trailer. So this tranny matches that car. So now the new plan will be run this guy. Adam says he wants to run it, so he'll probably run it first because he doesn't hurt cars very much, and then I'll have to run it so that we can actually finish the thing off, so that we can pull that tranny out if she lives through however many runs it gets, and we'll put it into my wagon so that we can hopefully run both of those wagons in the same show. I think that's something that would be pretty damn cool. So that's getting to be long enough, I think, with the updates on what we are working on now. You're going to see some videos coming up as we pull the motor on this guy. I may film some of the interior stripping and stuff too, but we'll figure that part out as we go. At the very least, we'll make sure that you guys can watch as we get this thing pulled out of here. As always, thanks for tagging along, and
Get goosed!